Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm one of the teachers working with the Chinese Canadian National Council for Social Justice. In this video series, we will be talking about racism and how it affects the Chinese community, as well as how it affects Black and Indigenous communities too. We'll also talk about how we can fight racism together. Be sure to check out our other videos and infographics for more learning. This video is about racism and other forms of discrimination. Did you know that people who experience racism can also experience other forms of discrimination at the same time? For example, if you're an Asian person, you might experience racism because of your race. People might make assumptions about you because of your racial background. But if you're an Asian female, people might make assumptions about you because of your race and your gender identity. This is one example of how someone can experience racism and another form of discrimination at the same time. That's just one example. Let's look at a few more to make sure we understand how race and other forms of discrimination can happen at the exact same time. We've learned that an Asian person can experience racism because of their race. If this person also just came to Canada, they may also experience discrimination for speaking English or French differently or with an accent. We would say that this person is experiencing discrimination because of their race and because of their language. Another example is related to people of mixed races. Someone who is Asian and also has a background from another racial group can experience racism for being Asian and racism for being a part of the other racial group. For example, someone who is Black and Asian can experience anti-Black racism and anti-Asian racism at the same time. Sometimes racism can happen inside a community too. For example, an Asian person may experience racism for being Asian, but inside the Asian community, Asian people with darker skin can be treated differently from Asian people with lighter skin. This type of discrimination is called shadeism. Someone can experience racism and shadeism at the same time. Finally, we're going to talk about one more example where racism is happening at the same time as another type of discrimination that is related to money. Asian people are usually assumed to have a lot of money, but this isn't always true. Not all Asians have high-paying jobs, and some Asian people may have trouble paying their bills. When people are treated poorly because of the little money they have, this is called classism. Some Asian people are treated poorly because of their race and class. And when we talk about class, we are not talking about classrooms or a class of students. We are talking about how groups of people have been organized based on the amount of money they have, such as upper class, middle class, or working class. The neighborhood or the community that a person lives in causes them to experience racism differently. If you're Asian and live in a community with many other Asian people, the racism you experience will be very different from the racism that you may experience if you lived in a community with mostly white people or people from other racial groups. When you travel outside of your neighborhood or even outside of Canada, the racism you experience will also be very different. For example, if a famous person like a politician or a movie star makes a comment about Asian people, it can change the way that others think of the Asian community. Some of these thoughts can be racist towards Asian people. Even though this learning series focuses on racism, it's really important to understand that someone can experience racism and one or two or three other forms of discrimination at the same time. That's because we all have many different identities that make us who we are. Our next video is about the impacts of racism. See you there.